Hello everyone, and welcome to the 31st episode of the Poorly Planned Podcast.
My god, 31st episode.
We're back already in early to mid to late November or December.
This was recorded in January 2019.
Yeah, so we know that the podcast schedule is now very on and off, but this episode we actually pre-recorded back on Friday, October 19th, 2018.
Just so you guys can get some context.
Exactly. 'Cause we're such good people. You ever think about that?
you know all the money Bill Gates gives to charity and stuff? We're like that.
But does he record podcasts?
Exactly, he doesn't, does he?
So yeah, we decided, because we have a vacation now, and we're probably not going to get an opportunity this good to record again until Christmas.
This is the best opportunity we've ever had.
So we thought we'd do a pre-recorded pod now that we can put up sometime in November. And where there won't be a pod
where there won't
be a pod otherwise. By the way, I've realized editing these that half of this entire podcast is just you mocking me, tripping up on words. I always mess with you and you go. I mean, never gets old, but still.
I mean, that's real
hurts
life
me
as well.
every time.
So they're just crying whenever you're editing. Oh my god.
So yeah, we're just gonna do a topic this week. No news except for a little Cnews that Freddie found somehow.
My god.
But yeah, no
Somehow.
no stuff we've watched, no news, no announcements. It's, you know how we do here with the pre-recordeds, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm talking to you specifically. So yeah, and we thought for a topic, an interesting topic that we touched on occasionally here, but we don't really
delved into it.
Yeah, is our favorite video games. Oh. So this is actually quite an interesting episode because for once, as we were discussing before we started, Frederick actually has more expertise than I do, which is an uncomfortable feeling. And by the way, there are time codes to all the stuff we talk about in the description. Because because if we can give some context here, the only games I ever really play are either flash games on the computer, which we'll touch on, online kind of, those kinds of games.
Friv,
yeah, that kind of stuff.
Waterboy, Fire Girl, or other way around.
Fireboy and Water Girl.
Yeah.
iPhone games. This is ruining my reputation with any gamer.
And I also love the Wii U.
And then occasionally, when I go to a friend's house who has a PlayStation or whatever. And then, but the only main gaming system, quote unquote, I've ever had is a Nintendo DS or 3DS, which is kind of embarrassing gaming wise.
Well,
but
I've had that as well, but I am now.
On the other hand, Freddy is...
I am quite the master. I've got 850 hours in Counter-Strike.
From the past month.
From today. And got Steam, bunch of games there. I had a PlayStation, doesn't work anymore.
So I got another one.
And I got a Wii, and I also play on the phone and stuff. So we'll get into it.
He's not rich or anything, but he does own a mansion with his own orchard.
Not
even kidding.
Guys, he's got maple trees.
So yeah, this is basically how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna go through these. I just brought out all the old DS games that I haven't played.
There's about 600 of them.
There are a lot. I haven't played these in years. These are all from my childhood.
Sure.
I got this Nintendo, or my original Nintendo, when I was I don't know, 7 or 8 or something. And then I got a 3DS when I was 11 or something. I just kept it, and yeah. So this is gonna be a fun trip down memory lane for both of us. Although you still,
I'm still on memory lane.
So do you want to say just spoilers up front? I'll put this at the start. Do you want to say spoilers for everything we talk about? Because I'm pretty sure we haven't spoiled anything. Just for security. So look, spoilers for everything, all the games we talk about. That being said,
we probably won't spoil much.
We probably won't spoil it, and also these aren't really games you can spoil. Spoilers for Wipeout the game. I don't know if there's one that you really care about or something. But yeah, most Mario Kart or Super Smash Bros. These aren't really things you can spoil. But I'm gonna say it. So we kind of put a security blanket over it.
Yeah.
Is a security blanket a thing? I don't know. I keep saying that.
I think it is.
Also, I have no order here, so I'm just gonna kind of go randomly through these.
All right.
Should you? I think you should start us off with a good game, people know before I get into this. Really
I don't think
obscure...
people actually know this one. Because
Okay.
I was gonna talk about my first game that I ever played, which got me hooked in the gaming world and led to FDK gaming. So anyways.
Instant regret. Deletes list.
The first game that I ever really played on the PlayStation was this game called Mini Ninjas.
You have talked about this in the pod before, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
I think it's in our nostalgia episode.
Oh, you better believe it. So now I've also got it on the computer, and it's basically it's cartoony looking, right? But it's like it's 6 small ninjas who then go fight some.
I think they're called mini ninjas.
That's
Alright, let's start over.
Yo, delete the pod. And yeah, I played there with my best friend, who isn't you.
Oh,
it's my dad. and that was just I love that game. Got so much nostalgia. I still go back.
What is it? Is it like a platformer or is it
Mini Ninjas?
Because I remember you told me, but I forgot.
No, it's just
it's like an adventure game, or
it's kind of adventure, yeah. So there's like different I guess levels or chapters, right? You just kind of progress through. So you start out with one small guy called Hero, and yeah, you know what? You should when next time you come over to my place, we should
give it a try. But it's like a kids game, right?
It is a kids game. Very, very delightful. Anyways, moving on to a little.
Let's see. There's so. Okay, this is giving me like so much nostalgia because I played these so much as a kid. This is like the Nintendo is like my favorite thing. I guess we can start with this is just second-rate game. It's not even the Summer Olympics. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games.
Oh, I played that on the I played that on the Wii. I've got that on the Wii.
Wait, I'm pretty sure I actually have the Summer Olympics. I think I might. Here they are.
Greatest revelation. Summer Olympics.
I have both of them. Oh, that's awesome. Because I remember playing the summer games too. But yeah,
I've got both of them on the Wii.
It's a really fun time because it's a crossover of all the, not only like the main characters Mario and Sonic, but then also the really obscure characters like
Mario.
There's like, was it the crocodile, like Sonic's crocodile friend, and like, yeah, you remember him. He's like a DJ or something.
And Knuckles.
Yeah, they're very fun to play, and then they're also, besides like the Olympic part, or like you compete in the events, there's also I can't vouch for this because I feel like I'm making this up, but I remember there being like an actual story that you have to progress through, like
the Olympic Games.
Yeah, there's like an underlying like plot by Dr. Robotnik or something to destroy the world or something. I don't know.
What did you call him?
Dr. Robotnik. Isn't that his name? Sonic's villain, the big mustache man.
I've got no clue.
Yeah, they were super fun, and like the events themselves were a lot of fun to play. I remember there's like a what's it called? A shot put.
Oh.
And like a spinny weight toss. That's the official name.
Yo, what should we do? The shot put or the spinny weight toss?
And there was one where you fly through the air and like they shoot you out of a cannon and then you have to fly through like rings and stuff.
That's how Sonic dies?
Yeah, it's just an execution. So yeah, no, those are super fun. I don't know if they hold up at all. Again, I haven't played a lot of these in forever, but they were super fun at the time.
Oh, well, I think I'll move on to one. Have you ever played this game? Minecraft.
Yes. Oh. No, I actually haven't.
This is the reason I got a computer. I was sitting there because all my friends in Switzerland, when I lived in Switzerland, they all had computers. They're all playing Minecraft, right? So they were all sitting there, and I just sat there so jealous. I had it on my iPad.
Wow. So jealous of these rich kids. I only had my iPad and my Wii U and my PlayStation. Yo. And my fucking orchard, which he does actually have.
I'll stress it, guys. He has an orchard.
Can't stress it enough.
So then I got myself a computer, and it was just the greatest thing. I'm really ashamed of admitting this, and this is something I did like quite recently. Like, so me and my friends, we Skype and play a bit, and we may have downloaded Pixelmon, which is Minecraft, but it's a Pokemon mod. Yeah. So then, do
you want to talk about this, Frederick?
So I talked to my therapist about it. So yeah, that was, and I spent hours in that as well. It was quite embarrassing. So I
didn't
go
know
out.
You were a Pokemon guy.
Dude, when I was small, I was like the biggest Pokemon guy. I had like 2,000 cards.
Really?
Yeah. Can I? Really? I don't believe it.
Can I give you this mug that I have that has Pokemon on it, which I bought to give my... Okay, this is the weirdest story.
Oh, that's... Okay. Oh my god, I remember
Yeah, you remember this, yeah. I bought over the Christmas holidays to get my girlfriend this Pokemon mug at the time, who loved Pokemon.
Once... girlfriend.
Yeah, no, not anymore.
Now he's got 2 girlfriends.
And then Christmas passed, and so her birthday was in February, and then we broke up in January. And now since then, for like 2 years now,
you just I've just had this
mocking
mug.
You. Yeah, I'm like
mugging you.
I'm just like, what do I do with this now? Because like I have no use for it.
I remember you. Oh my god, it was terrible. Sitting there, and then like, cause you didn't really know Pokemon, did you?
No,
not at all. And then out of nowhere, I just hear like Bulbasaur. You tried to like talk to her because she was like a big Pokemon fan.
That's all I said to her. Bulbasaur, and then immediately broke up. So anyway, point is, can I give you that mug?
You yes.
Okay, good.
You need my permission.
Do you still play Minecraft?
No, I still have it downloaded, but I haven't played in quite a bit. But it's a fun old game.
Well, you played it on FDK, didn't you?
Yes.
Those videos are still there.
This pod is just us reacting to FDK videos. Alright, go on. What do we have here?
Should I go through all of the Lego games at once? But I feel like there's...
Go through, like, the...
Okay, let me just find how many I have, because I have way too many. Because I used to...
650.
I loved the Lego games when I was a kid. Oh my god, why are there so many Lego games? What was wrong with me? Okay, I think that's all of them. So yeah, let's just... Okay, you know, I'll divide these into sections because they're different franchises here.
Alright.
Okay, I'll just start with the the miscellaneous ones. I got Lego Jurassic World fairly recently. I guess the year it came out.
Guess now?
Because, you know, at Christmas, some relatives don't really know, like, what you still do and don't do. So, like, oh, you still play Nintendo, right? And even then, I was like, not really. but...
This is so last Christmas, wasn't it?
I mean, look, I'll still play. It's just, the thing is, I'm quite busy now. So, like, I don't really... If I'm on vacation or something, then, yeah, sure, I'll play. Like, you know, they can be fun. Like, we talked about fairly recently this Lego Avengers game that I got over the summer, which I, again, have not played, like, any of. But yeah, Lego Jurassic World, I played it for a little bit. It's fine. It's good.
It's alright.
Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, I have not played yet. I got this a long time ago. Because it's not even the 3DS version, it's the DS version, so I got this a while ago.
Oh.
And then Lego Battles, which was kind of disappointing for me because I loved these Lego games because... Have you ever played one of the Lego games?
I don't think so, actually.
Well, they have, like... I love them because of their...
ingenuity.
Like, they're super fun to play, and they have, like, you know, goofy humor for, you know, kids and, like, you know, kinds of... That kind of, like, goofy stuff. And
yeah.
They're genuinely really... At least from memory, they're very fun to play. But then the Lego Battles one was, like, totally different. It was like a what's it called? An MMO, I think it's called? Or, like, a real-time strategy.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's, like, you move people from, like... That was kind of annoying.
I got really upset.
Yeah, as a kid, I was like, this isn't Lego. I don't want to play with this. But, yeah. And then, I guess I'll go through one of these, and then you can... I'll give you your turn back. Lego Indiana Jones 1 and 2. So, 1 focused on... Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and Last Crusade. Not a nerd or anything, but...
I've only watched 2 of the Indiana Jones, and I've got no idea.
They're so... well, you've watched the best ones, I'm pretty sure.
I've watched the one with the dad, and then the first one.
Yeah, those are the best ones. But yeah, you should also watch Temple of Doom. It's great. He, like, brings along this little Asian boy to fight, like, demons in India or something. No, it's so good.
You make it sound really bad. He brings along a small Asian boy to fight demons in India.
But yeah, the first one, this is... Because I still do, but I, like, as a kid, Indiana Jones were, like, my favorite movies ever. And so to, like, play through the movies was, like, the most mind-blowing thing. I was like, this is the coolest thing. And also, I loved Lego as a kid. I used to build, like, all the Lego sets and everything. So that was like, the best combo ever. And, like, you could unlock all the different, like, outfits Indy has and, like, all the different characters. Oh, it was so... And you complete it and you get, like, you know how you break stuff and get, like, money for it? Like, all studs? Yeah.
I do that in Mini Ninjas, too.
I can play Mini Ninjas now. Yeah, it was just, I don't know if there's much else to say. It was just super, super fun. And I
miss my childhood.
The one I think most people know is Lego Star Wars, and I never played that one. Like,
yeah, everyone's like, yo, Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, I think it's like a meme now. But yeah, I played it with my cousin because he had it a little bit, but like that's about it.
The meme reviewer comes in. I do believe that's a meme now, but I'll let it slide.
So, yeah, you go ahead now.
All right, well, I got one...
I'm tired of talking for a second.
I got one that I think we can both talk a little bit about.
Oof.
FIFA.
Oh, yeah. I have that here. Yeah.
I love myself some FIFA. I've played FIFA since... I got it in 2010. I got FIFA 10 on the Wii, and I've got, like, almost all the FIFA games now. Either on Wii or PlayStation. I
thought I would hate it because, like, I already don't really like playing soccer. So I thought playing virtual soccer would be like the most boring thing in the world.
And I was right.
And it sucks. No, but yeah, that was actually one of the first games I think I ever played like on a different console, like on a PS whatever it was back then.
Yeah.
Because I remember my friend at the time, like when this is in, I'm looking at the school picture on the wall, it has the year on it. I think this is in like 2011. When I was 9 years old. Yeah, I went into my friend's house and he had the latest FIFA and we played that.
Oh.
And
I mean that is the look of a FIFA man.
And I sucked at it. I still kind of do.
So last time we played, what happened there?
You Hudson? Did. I believe you beat me.
Unrelated to the game. the different stories you could do in them. Because like
stories. Oh yeah.
Because at one point, at least on the Wii, you could build your own city, right? You got a football team.
Okay, that's weird.
And then like you build a stadium, and then you get money from that, and then you'd build like a football store, and like just build your own town. Very cool. And now you do like the ultimate team. Do you know what the ultimate team is?
No.
It's like online where you play against other people, and then you get money from that, and then you basically build up your squad with like real players.
Well, that's the thing I've never really understood about, because I was under the impression for a while that it was just like the playing football game, but like it's apparently also really about getting their best players. And
yeah, well, like people like KSI.
Yeah, well, I used to see these FIFA videos pop up, and I was like, so they're just playing FIFA. Like, no, it's like opening packs. Yeah, I have no idea what that means. Like,
well, that's like, do you know in CS:GO when we'll talk about CS:GO later, but you get crates you open to get skins.
Yeah, I think so.
It's kind of like that, but you open to get like
players.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it costs like a ton of money.
Yeah. Also, I think the reason that seems so worthless to me is I know nothing about soccer team, so I don't know. I always pick just like USA or whatever because I'm like, yeah. When we play FIFA, all I do is just like tackle as many players as I can. No, it's fun when you're playing with friends, but yeah, I can't. The whole like business aspect of it, I just can't wrap my head around. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of like the Lego Indiana Jones thing where like you unlock all the different characters. So I guess if you know the soccer stuff, it's entertaining. But yeah, no, I've had a lot of fun playing that with friends. Let's see. I guess we can come back to the Lego. We can save that.
Let's talk Kung Fu Panda.
Well, we're saving Kung Fu Panda. You know what? I realize we always get much more tired as these go, so maybe we should just do like the good ones up front and then just save the garbage for later. So yeah, the ones I have a lot to say about. How about here's a big one. The Scribblenauts franchise. The
Scribblenauts?
Yeah.
Let me see the cover. No, what is this?
Okay. I'm gonna say this a lot of them. Like this is my favorite game. Like a lot of these were my favorite thing. The Scribblenauts games it's basically you play as this. It's kind of a puzzle game. Yeah. You play as this guy. I think his name is Maxwell or something. And then
Maxwell. That's a good name.
Sounds like a stunt driver or something. Maxwell. And then this is really innovative. I think you had like
I've never played it.
I mean, like I don't know if games like this existed before, but you get put in like different puzzles and that kind of stuff, or like scenarios, and what you can do is write anything and it appears. So like you can.
So what did you write?
I see the childish grin that just spreads on Freddy's face. No, so like I mean, so it's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, so like you get put in a situation. It's like, I mean, like the most simple basic example, like the first, like the tutorial will probably be like, put out this fire, and then you write like water hose or something, and then you put out the fire, right? And then like they progress and get more and more difficult, and they get like really create. Like there was one I remember thinking was the coolest thing where you have to like infiltrate a party like a spy, and you have to like put on it. You have to write like tuxedo and put it on. And it's very good.
But so you can write anything, and the game will. Well, yeah,
but it's a kid's game, so like you can't write like. Well, okay.
You can't write naked.
No, you can, but like then it puts like a big censor bar over. But you can't write like, and I'll bleep all of this. You can write like nuke, and then like it destroys the whole screen or something. It's kind of like it was a very creative, fun game. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of progressed. There was the second game, which I think I lost because I can't see it here. But where you could then add like adjectives to stuff, and then the third or fourth game, they did a crossover with DC called Scribblenauts.
Green? Sorry.
What?
DC Green. GC Green. They'll play in our biggest fan.
Don't hit me with the GC Green. I mean, please, he's a great guy.
But can you not talk about him for 1 second?
Scribblenauts Unmasked, which is basically the same thing, but just where you could write any DC character you can imagine, and it put you in different DC. Dude, this is, yeah. This was also the only video game I've ever reviewed on my channel.
You've reviewed this?
One of my first videos back in 2014 was.
Well, you know what I'll be watching today.
Oh my god, I can't go back to that. So yeah, no, Scribblenauts, absolutely love them. Great kids games if you have kids,
which I do. All right, another one that I think we can both.
Don't hit me with that DJ Khaled.
No, I got it. Call of Duty.
Oh yes.
We've played a bit of Call of Duty.
Yeah, we have
Then we played some zombie mode.
Oh, that was a stressful time. Okay, I'll be honest. The only time I ever played Call of Duty was when I went to my friend Yassine's house. Our mutual friend, sorry, Yassine.
Well,
and because he used to have a PlayStation with Call of Duty and that kind of stuff, and we would always play it and we had a great time. And then recently-ish, he got Call of Duty, the World War II one, and he was like, you know, he played it on his own, obviously. When I came over, he was like, "Oh, dude, let's play Call of Duty World War II." And I tried it, and I was like, "This is so much more difficult." Because, like, you have, like, you know, it's World War I, isn't it? Or is it World War?
I think it might be World War II, actually. I'm not sure.
Anyway.
No, I think it's World War II.
The guns are not as advanced as, like, when you're going... I can't remember which one we used to play, or we always played.
Nuketown.
Yeah, Nuketown. I think it's Black Ops 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, and so, like, that one you just, like, I just pick whatever gun.
I'm used to my jump boost.
Yeah, I have my jump boost, unlimited ammo, whatever, but this one, now, like, I have guns that, like, run out very easily and aren't very accurate, and I'm like, I die immediately, and I was like, every time he's like, "Oh, you want to play World War II?" And I was like, well, maybe let's just play the normal one that I, like, am still bad at, but I'm not terrible at. But yeah, but you're more, I mean, you played the story, because I've only played, like, you know.
Yeah, I've played a bunch of them. I've played Call of Duty World at War, which is like World War I or something. World War II, the one that you're talking about. Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and Modern Warfare. Those are the ones I've played. I've got like 3 of those.
Do they all have the zombie mode?
No. Not all of them. Black Ops 1, actually, I'm not sure which ones don't. But it was...
Not much of a fan, are you?
It was invented in World at War, the zombie mode, because Nazi zombies, apparently.
I have a lot of fun when I go over and, you know, play with friends, the multiplayer. It's super fun. Like, it's a good time. I don't know what else to say. I always play Nuketown. Nuketown is like...
I really don't like Nuketown.
Really?
Mainly because you're on the map.
Because you're always playing it. So yeah, Call of Duty is great. I think there's one here that we also can both talk about. Actually, I know we can both talk about. The Up game. We'll get to that. That's actually an awesome game. But anyway, let's see. Okay, yeah, by the way, I have way too many games here that are, like, movie tie-ins, because that's just, like, what I thought was awesome. And they're probably, like, by any normal gamer standards, they're probably terrible. But, like, for my standards, they're super fun. I was looking for... Okay, I can't find it right now. Oh, yeah, here it is. Mario Kart. So...
Oh, yeah, I can talk about Mario Kart.
So, I played it on the DS, obviously, where I've talked about this before. I'm the best at Mario Kart in the DS.
I really doubt it.
I'm so good.
After what I see on the Wii, it's honestly embarrassing.
We've talked about this before. I hate with a fiery passion the Wii control thing where you have to move the Wii to, like, a wheel.
But why not? That brings realism.
Because it's so much harder to control, and I can't drift properly, and I always lose even though I'm the best at Mario Kart, and it's the worst.
Those two sentences just don't go together. I always lose even though I'm the best.
But
that sounds like a sore loser.
We always
to me,
get together, like, all of us, and then it's so frustrating.
I always pick Waluigi. I always win. And then I give you the remote to play as Waluigi, and then suddenly we become last.
I hate so much about that. But honestly, Mario Kart maybe my favorite. I mean, it's super fun. Like, it's the ultimate, you know, like, party game when you get together with friends. And just playing it, like, it sounds kind of bad, but, like, as a time passer, like, if you're, like, on a really long car ride, or it's a super fun game, and, like, you can play online also on the DS. I don't know if there's much else to say about Mario Kart. It's just before we move on, I want to also throw in here My Sims Racing, which I played.
My Sims Racing? What is that?
I played before Mario Kart, and I thought was awesome, and then after playing Mario Kart, I realized is just the cheapest Mario Kart clone of all time. However, I still love it because I played it so much as a kid.
Right, so what do you do in My Sims?
It's basically Mario Kart just with, like,
Sims characters?
Yeah,
My Sims Racing. Bet you it doesn't even have a Google page. Oh, this looks actually terrible. My Sims...
Okay, these pictures don't really do it justice. I just gotta show you this gameplay real quick.
Alright.
I can't explain it. This is great for an audio medium, something I can't explain. But yeah, it's basically just all the things from Mario Kart, like, from, you know, all the buttons are exactly the same to, you know, the countdown timer to the style, everything. Okay, it's not working right now. But yeah, it's basically the same thing, except No, it's the same thing. It's just Mario Kart, but like not as good, and not with like any of the licensed characters. But I loved it because like I mean it does have like different maps, I guess, and the maps have. I remember the maps always had like this awesome music to them. Like there was one that was like Western themed, that kind of stuff. So yeah, no, I love it, even though it's a very cheap knockoff.
My Sims Racing.
Hey, little edit note from Benedict from the future here. We kind of touched on this later, but I realized I really went out on My Sims Racing here and like really just trashed it. And I just want to clarify, just to put it out there. It's not that bad. I kind of forgot about a lot of what the game actually was while we're recording this, and it sort of comes back to me later a little bit, but there's like an open world thing, and there are different like side missions, and they're fun characters. It's actually not that bad. The racing dynamic is completely ripped off from Mario Kart, but the rest of the game actually isn't just like a terrible knockoff clone like I made it sound. I know this is a weird thing for me to start defending and actually put in a little segment, but it just felt bad if like, you know, that's now just out there forever that I hate this game when it was actually a lot of fun. Anyway, totally pointless, but I'm just doing this for my own I don't even know what the word I'm looking for. You get what I mean. Anyway, back to the pod.
Another one that we've played together. My God. Counter-Strike. CS:GO.
Oh, we played that a little bit, yeah.
That's the game I've played most of all. Like as I've already said, I've got 850 hours in that game.
It's another one that I really suck at.
And you know the different story modes. There's competitive, which is
I know none of this.
Oh, well, never mind. There's competitive, which is like, and you know like how esports is a really big thing, right?
Yeah.
The competitive is how like the professionals play, and they play for like $1 million prizes. It's like,
dude, really, you should get in there.
What
are you doing?
It's really embarrassing to admit, but there was.
Did you audition to?
Oh no.
Oh.
Did you audition?
I don't know how it works.
It's an acting interview. I instantly flunk it. But so you get different ranks in the game, right?
Yeah.
There's silver, and there's like silver 1 to 5. So 1 to 5, not 1 to 5.
I was about to say that's a weird system.
A gold 1 to 4. And then there's Master Guardian 1 to 3, and then there's
that's a weird step up. It goes silver, gold, Master Guardian.
Yeah, it's weird. There's a Legendary Eagle Master.
You're making this up.
I am not.
It's the dumbest names
I'm not
I've ever
kidding.
heard.
And then there's the
what could be better than Legendary Eagle Master?
There's two things better than Legendary Eagle Master. One I don't remember, and then the greatest one is Global Elite.
Okay, that kind of sounds cool. Legendary Eagle.
After 200 hours of playing the game, I was doing all right for myself. I was like Master Guardian, right? Master Guardian 1. And then there was an update in the game that like changed it somewhat, and I just didn't follow through. And now I'm Silver 2. After 850 hours, I'm the second lowest rank. It's really sad.
It was clearly updated just to spite you.
Just to spite me.
Just to get rid of you, so you wouldn't become a Desert Eagle or whatever the that one was.
Legendary Eagle Master.
yeah, that one.
But yeah.
I think I'm gonna throw in one. Actually, I'm gonna throw you one. Throw you a bone.
Oh.
But one that I played rather recently. I think it was like June or something when I came to your place, which I'd never played before, but I've watched a lot of videos, mainly when I was growing up on Smosh games of this, so I'd always wanted to play it, and I finally got the opportunity to play GTA 5. And it was such an amazing experience, because I'd never, ever played it. I just seen so many videos.
I remember you played it online, and you're just like, how do I get in the car?
Yeah, I had no idea how to do anything, but it was so good, and I had a shootout with the police. Someone's gonna take that out of context.
Hudson, it's in the news. BHL Hudson has shootout with police.
It was just, I mean, I only played it for a few, for like maybe
like half an hour.
Half an hour, yeah. But it was super fun, and yeah, I can't. It sounds like it's kind of a slight against you, but it's more of a compliment. If I had,
I'm so much better looking than you. Kind of a compliment.
If I had like the number of games that you had, and like ones that are so like, there's so much to do in like GTA 5, I would never get anything done. Like I feel like it's good that I only have Nintendo games that I never play, because like there's just, I look at your computer and it's just like there's so much like stuff.
Yeah
no, it's impressive how you actually manage your time like that.
I don't.
Well, let's see, what's one here. Here's a good one.
Up.
We'll get to Up the game. It's so good. Spider-Man Web of Shadows.
Spider-Man what? What the fuck did I play?
I had to look closer to see what it was. Spider-Man Web of Shadows. This is one that like a lot of people talk about, like.
This is a game a lot of people talk about. Moving on to Up the game.
I didn't know how to follow that up. No, this is like.
Oh, I see what you did there. Did not follow that.
Okay, unlike a lot of the games I have here, like Up the game.
We had to stress that it's Up the game, not the musical.
This is one that like is actually quite well known and like well liked. I don't know if it's on the DS though, because like I assume it's on the PlayStation something or other.
I don't know if it's on the DS.
I mean, like people generally didn't play it on the DS, but it's the only Spider-Man game I've ever played. You haven't played the PS4 one, have you?
No.
No, yeah. But I don't remember a lot about it. I remember it was fun, but the one thing that I will never forget about this is the Venom final boss battle.
Venom.
Yeah, exactly. The final, because I played this over the summer with my cousin. I think it was like when I was 11. And the final, I feel like this gives me some kind of like, this is gonna be the lamest thing I've ever said, but some kind of gamer credit.
Go on.
Because like a lot of like gamers talk about how like growing up games were like always like super hard, like the boss battles were so like unrelenting, and like now games are too easy, and like that you have to do it like a million times.
Yeah.
And now I have my own experience of that, because the Venom boss battle in this game on the DS, and if you've played this, you know, is virtually impossible. It was whoever designed
My gamer creds are through the roof. You've got no idea.
Whoever
When you
designed
beat Venom
is the worst person, because me and my cousin played that.
Did you finish it?
We did, but it took us like the whole summer. Like after we coming home from the beach, we would play it and like we just die instantly. Like because he
unrelated to the game.
He had like so much health, and you had to like hit him at the exact perfect time to just get a tiny bit of it out, and then like halfway through, when you get half his health down, he turns into like super Venom, or like he does something crazy. And he's like tendrils that are going everywhere. It was hell, but it was the most satisfying feeling beating him. It was the best thing.
I'm a little confused on the whole Venom thing. Is he a bad guy, or is he just an anti-hero? Because like,
no, I mean traditionally he's a bad guy, but like now they've made him into an anti-hero. Like,
okay.
As the story's gone on, yeah. And like now in the movie he's an anti-hero, but like he has been in the comics. Like sometimes he works for S.H.I.E.L.D., I think. But yeah, I mean like and in this game, like normally when you think Venom, he's like, yeah, he's a bad guy.
Okay.
But yeah, I also remember there was like Black Cat in this, and you could call in different people for like support. I don't think it was like an MCU character, but
so
like,
of course I decided to call him the best superhero, Black Cat. No one's heard of Black Cat. Is that a girl or a guy?
It's a girl.
Okay.
You know her. Anyway. But yeah, it was super fun. I just remember that Venom boss battle. If you've ever played it, you know what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
A game that I love is called Rust. I don't know if I've ever talked to you about this. It's like a survival open world horror
yeah, you
game.
have. Yeah, we mentioned this in the Q&A we did for the end of the pod. You said it's your favorite game.
It's definitely It's very good. It's like you start out naked. Anyways, so you basically go around, you collect different materials and guns and weapons, and it's again
Don't
online.
You fight bears and stuff?
There are bears you can hunt and skin for like.
It's like
supplies.
an open world game, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's also online, so you can have like clan battles, where because you build bases from the materials, and then like suddenly someone will come to try and raid your base, and it's the most like thrilling thing, because you're sitting in your base and then you hear someone like shooting at your door. You go up on the balcony, shoot back. It's really cool.
So it's online, right? So
it
like
is
you
online.
Play with friends. Okay.
Well, I'm getting it.
I got enough friends for that. I mean, yeah, I think I've seen a little bit of gameplay.
It's very fun. Yeah.
It looks okay. It doesn't look as amazing as you keep saying it is. I'll be honest here.
It is. I'll tell you. Like my friends don't think it's amazing either, but my God.
I just feel like I can knock out a bunch of these games that I've never played on here, which I have, or some of these, because when I was a little kid I shared the Nintendo with my sister, so some of these are her games. Imagine Teacher. I did actually play that a little bit. That was kind of fun. But yeah, let's see. Pokemon Omega Ruby. Never played it. I'm sorry.
Omega Ruby.
Whoever gave me this. Monster Hunter 3. Also never played it. I'm sorry.
All your aunts are sitting there. Oh my God.
This one I never played. Yeah, this one. Age of Empires Mythologies. I've never played. Superhero Squad. I don't think I ever played.
For good reason.
And Nintendogs, I don't think I ever played.
Nintendogs.
That's a pretty famous one. So yeah, no, okay. I think I've narrowed it down. Yeah. Let's talk about. Should we talk about what I think possibly are the worst video games ever created?
Let's talk about it.
Because, like I said before, my standards are terrible. So, like, even really bad games, I'd be like,
that must be.
This, even I think this is absolute garbage.
Are
the Wipeout games.
The Wipeout games?
Like, there were two.
Total Wipeout? You like the TV show?
Yeah.
I love that TV show.
I love the TV show too, but not the Danish one like you. The American one with.
Oh no, I didn't watch the American one either. I watched the one with like Richard Hammond, who. It's called Total Wipeout.
Oh, is it British?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
really good.
I have no idea what that is, but his name sounds kind of British. Richard Hammond.
Yeah, you'll know him if you hear his voice.
But yeah, no, I love watching. Or I don't anymore, but when I was growing up, we talked about this, and then oh my god,
in the Venom,
in the nostalgia episode, the Wipeout show with John Anderson and John Henson or whatever they're called hosting it.
The Johns.
And so that's why I either got or was given, I'm assuming was given these Wipeout games when I was younger for the DS, and they are just horrendous, especially the second one. The second one is borderline unplayable. It is like...
The big red balls always get me.
It is just terrible controls, like terrible... I don't want to say terrible physics, because like that shouldn't matter, but like it's like you can't control like how the jump goes. It's so bad. I remember the first one at least like I kind of enjoyed when I was 8. I'm sure now I would like absolutely hate it, but the second one, even when I was a kid, I was like, this is garbage. Never play these games. Burn them in fire.
Boycotting.
Go on.
Sid Meier's Civilization. I played number 5 and number 6, and that's like an empire building kind of thing, right? Which is
what do you call it?
Call it Sid Meier. Civilization, yeah, that's the one. Civilization 6 is the newest one, and it's really good. You like play as different countries. There's like a historical leader, so you can be like Gandhi, you can be Cleopatra.
That sounds like it's gonna end up being offensive. You can play as Gandhi.
That
sounds like a bad idea.
It is. Cause no, you play as India, then Gandhi's the leader.
Oh, okay.
And then
I thought you meant like you go into like an army as Gandhi, like leading the charge. I was like, this sounds terrible.
And then it's pretty good because you learn like all these like diplomatic things. So I play it for the realism, and then you like expand your empire, you build different cities, and it's like historically accurate. But it's a really fun game, yeah. And you like embargo people, and then you can like do alliances. It's
that sounds kind of fun. Yeah, like the.
But it's like
I know the like the fun there is in kind of strategic like building up kind of stuff.
But
that's what I gotta put actually. I just remembered.
I think it's kind of not fully like the Lego battles you had, but it's like it's an overview thing where you like.
I'm sure it's better.
Where you like move around your troops and stuff like that as well.
Wait, have you played Smite?
I don't think I have.
Because it sounds kind of like where you like again I don't really know much about it, but it sounds kind of like that where you like play as different like gods from like different religions, which also sounds like a bad idea on paper. No, that actually does sound kind of fun. I might check that out one day when I have the time or interest. Oh, also I forgot to take this out.
Zelda?
Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time for the 3DS. I want to play this because it's like kind of like a big classic game, but haven't had the time yet. I got it quite recently, and I have not had the time. So sorry, whoever bought me that. It was totally you. There's a tear rolls down Freddy's face.
I left it on your door.
I guess I can go through the rest of the Lego games real quick. Lego Harry Potter. These were also... So this came with... I think the first one was 1 through 4. And then the second one was 5 through 7.
How are they? Because I started watching a bit of Harry Potter.
I thought you were going to say I watched Lego Harry Potter playthroughs on YouTube. Well, yeah, along with Indiana Jones. I think... Well, yeah, up until... I don't know, when I was 14 or something, when I started getting into like the MCU, Harry Potter was easily my favorite franchise ever. Like, I've read all the books multiple times. I've seen the movies like so many times. Yeah, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. And so yeah, these were kind of like Indiana Jones. These were just like perfect for me. It's just like playing through the movies, and you can unlock all the different characters and everything. But it also has like that kind of fun Lego style too,
yeah.
like with the.
But it's still like based on everything that goes on in the books and the movie, right?
Yeah. It's totally that, and they're just. I wish I had more to say, but they're just like super fun. On the other hand, I guess here are the worst ones. 3DS Marvel Superheroes and 3DS Lego Avengers. Oh, by the way, I should point out that I realize this podcast is going to be titled our favorite video games.
Oh yeah, but let's just say
I'm just going through all the video games I've ever played.
Yeah, I'm going through my favorites, but you go through the ones
because I don't have enough to like have favorites. Yeah, the Marvel Lego games, I think not because it's Marvel, but just because they're newer, I did not enjoy as much because like they have longer cutscenes, and also I remember with the Marvel superheroes one, if you die 3 times, I think you have to start the level over, which I absolutely hated because like part of the fun of the Lego games is it's pretty easy, but like that's part of the fun where you basically can't die, so you just like go around exploring that kind of stuff. But this one you had to like keep starting it over and over, and I was like, I'm not having fun. But then on the other hand, my favorite Lego games, and I think this might have been the first video game I ever played.
Is this your favorite Nintendo game of all time, or?
Maybe that's tough because I love a lot of these. Lego Batman on the Nintendo was I think the first game I ever played, and that's the reason. This game is the reason that I have nostalgia for the classic Tim Burton Batman theme that was used in the movies. You definitely know it if you hear it. It's like da-na-na-na-na. Yeah, I do a great job.
Yeah,
but
I didn't want to stop you.
I wanted to just keep going for hours. But yeah, no, that's where I have nostalgia for that music from this because they use it in this game, and I just the levels were so much fun. The villains and everything. Yeah, it's everything I've said about the Lego games just made perfect. And then the second one, they brought in like the first one was just like Batman stuff.
Yeah.
And I had a really fun story, like for kids. The second one, then they brought in like the whole DC universe, like Superman and all the Justice League and all the villains, and that just like absolutely blew my mind. So I love that one too. And then the third one, I also enjoyed, but I think I guess I was just kind of getting older by that point. But the third one was fun too. It was like just the whole world again. But yeah, the first one especially, just because it was the first one I ever played. Oh, I loved it so much.
What do we got? Wait. List. Another game I've played a lot of. The Forest. So it takes from a few things because it takes from Lost, right? The series.
I haven't seen it, but I know about it. Yeah.
Like you crash land in a plane on a mysterious island, right?
Yeah.
And then you basically, and this is again kind of open world, kind of like Rust, right? Where you have to go around, collect things, build a shelter.
But it's horror.
But it's horror, right?
Yeah.
It's really, really scary. And then because on the island there are cannibals, right? So then you're sitting there, and the nights are very long in the game. So you're sitting there by your fire because you have to stay warm. And then just in the twilight, you just see like a figure move. It's like
that sounds
yeah.
I mean, we talked about I can't do like horror movies, so horror games is like absolutely off limits.
It is, yeah. I sit there and scream. It's like, and then like the opening. There's only one cutscene, which is like the opening where you crash, right? And then the cannibals take your son from you. God. So like, the point of the game is to kind of like not only for you to survive, but like the end goal is to find your son, right? Timmy.
Oh, I assume he's eaten.
Well, I've never actually finished the game, but you find clues along the way, and but then you go into caves to like search for your son.
That sounds like a bad idea.
It is, and then like out of nowhere, these like mutant cannibals come out with like 6 legs. It's like, oh, it's so scary.
God.
Yeah.
Is that the only horror game you've played?
No, I played Five Nights at Freddy's as well. Right?
That does not count. I've played Five Nights at Freddy's, so that does not count for anything.
But that's like the main horror game I've played.
Did you ever play Slender?
I have played on the phone, yeah.
I think like everyone played like back in 2012 or whatever. That game is not okay. I don't know about the sequel where like it's an open world thing, but like the original, that game is not scary at all. Yeah, even for me, the world's like biggest wuss. It's not.
I think that's also because like you're sitting there like on. Do you play on the phone?
No, I play on the computer. Like
I've never played on the computer.
It was just like at a friend's house. They were like, "Oh, you gotta play." Back when it was like a huge phenomenon or whatever. And like it's just not like maybe it's just because I don't think the like Slenderman is scary. Like the design, like it's just like a guy with no face. That doesn't scare me at all.
Yeah,
and 6 mutant, I think like 6-legged mutant cannibals sounds way worse.
Isn't the scariest thing like the noise that comes like
but like finds you. It's not that bad. But yeah, no.
Like the thing with the Forest is, because like a lot of the time in the game you're not thinking it's a horror game, right? Because you're like focused on getting materials and stuff like that, and so you're not really like.
And then just suddenly mutant cannibals.
And then like suddenly you just turn around and there's just like a cannibal there. That's what makes it like jump scares. Yeah.
That sounds horrible. Well,
yeah, we're playing that next time at my place as well.
Speaking of which, up the game. Speaking of mutant cannibals. Wait, actually, I'm gonna go through some of these on the computer real quick. Flash games, kind of stuff like you mentioned, Fireboy and Water Girl, that kind of stuff. I played that a lot. There's this game, Give Up, which I remember.
Is what I do in life. I love that game.
By the way, can I just tell you real quick? For some perspective on when we pre-recorded this the day Daredevil season 3 came out. So just think how long ago that was when this comes out. That's when we did this. But I just want to mention I've seen like the first half of the first episode, and there's a great Matt Murdock line where he's lying there in the orphanage like hospital bed or whatever, and these kids come in like, "What happened to you?" And he just goes, "Life." And they just walk away. It's very good.
And then he tries to fight them, but he just stumbles out of bed.
But yeah, no, Flash, like, Give Up. Yeah, I saw PewDiePie play it. That was back when I watched him, like, his old stuff, back in 2013. And so, yeah, I played that kind of stuff. And then there was this game, this was, I think, the first game I ever played on, like, the computer. It was called Superhero Squad Online, where, I think it was 2012, where I was very popular, if you can't put that together. It was, like, an open world thing where you had, like, I think it's probably still popular, where like it's a kid's game, but it's all the Marvel superheroes, but it's kind of like very, very cartoony. But I've had so much fun playing that because it's like there's a story where like you have to fight Loki and like all the Marvel villains, and you can be the different character, and you can go around the open world and like go to the Baxter building or whatever, and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll put this in here. I guess this wasn't the first, because I remember this now. Now we're going, like, very, very deep into my troubled childhood. But when I was really, really little, like, probably 7 years old, I imagine. Because I didn't play a lot of video games growing up, obviously. But my dad...
Better things to do.
My dad had, like, I don't know if you ever had this, but... Because, like, games for the computer come, like, in discs, right? Like, they used to. I guess Steam now maybe eliminates that, but
yeah, Steam is like, but yeah.
So my dad had like this like little wheel of like computer games that I could play, and there was it sounds like I'm about to cry. No, there were a bunch, but the two I remember, there was one that was a Buzz Lightyear game, which was like the most awesome thing in the world. I don't even like Toy Story that much. I didn't.
I'm not even a nerd, guys. I promise. But Buzz, oh my god.
Like as a kid, I didn't really like Toy Story that much, but it was so much fun. And then and this blew my mind because this is the first like open world game I ever played, and it's probably very restrictive now by like any other standards, but it was, and I can't believe what this actually was, but it wasn't Mickey, it wasn't Donald, it wasn't even Goofy, it was Goofy's son, a skateboarding game, where you skateboard around an open world.
What's Goofy's son even called?
I can't remember, he's called Max, he has movies and stuff. But it was
my name's Max, I've got movies and stuff.
There was a Max skating game, and you can go around, like, there's no one in the world, and I don't even remember, like, what the point was, but you can just go around like, down streets and stuff, and it just blew my mind. Like,
like Disney streets with, like,
no,
here's Mickey's house?
No, there were no, like, I don't think there was just, like, a normal world, and you could just go around. Also, that's a part of my Sims racing that I forgot. Actually, that's one thing it did over Mario Kart, is that it had, like, an open world you could go around outside of the it's coming back to me now. Yeah, there were like
suddenly I love Sims.
There were like side missions that game's actually not that, I give that too much of a hard time. But yeah, I love open world games, like, and I haven't played, like, it just, the idea still blows my mind. And so
yeah, I know what you mean, the open world where you don't have to follow a storyline, because sometimes it gets like a bit repetitive. You're like,
exactly, and then that just again, probably not anything special by today's standards, but that was just absolutely insane to me.
Something that is kind of like, now that we're talking about Goofy's son Max, I kind of, where you can go like free roam. Another game that I love to play is called Slope, right? Which is basically like winter sports, but you just like free roam in the world. And it's like huge. You could go like down all like...
That sounds pretty cool.
It is, yeah. And then suddenly like, you can join events, right? But otherwise you can just free roam, and you can paraglide. You can snowboard, you can ski, and then like do different tricks, right? And like you're just skiing on a mountain, and suddenly like out to your left, without any like event happening,
there's a cannibal.
There's a cannibal. Can you believe that? And then you just see like a snow park. You're like, hey, let me go over there. It's really fun.
That's really cool. Yeah, when you would just run into like
a cannibal,
like stuff you didn't even know was like a hole in the corner. Yeah, that's the best part. I think I might take this out because this does not count as a video game. It's a thing our school forced us to do in year 6, which I guess was
reading eggs.
Yeah, it was like, but the embarrassing thing is I actually quite enjoyed it. But I think everyone kind of got into it because we were
Sure.
I wasn't the only one. No, it's like where you read books and that kind of stuff, and then you could the more books you read, the more eggs you got. I think like golden eggs, and then you could buy like accessories for your character, and like you could make your apartment look super cool, and you could buy like, it's really weird, but you could buy like different views, so you could have like a view of Venice or a view of like the Sydney Opera House.
Nice.
So yeah, no, it was I enjoyed that. Anyway, I said I was gonna skip that. iPhone games. I mean, like what's it called, Temple Run, Angry Birds, and that kind of stuff.
Temple Run. I love Temple Run.
Also, this game, I don't know if you ever played. It's called Rat on a Snowboard, where you collect meatballs and kind of stuff. It's very weird, but I enjoyed that too.
Rat on a Snowboard. What a terrible name.
And Subway Surfers and like
Subway Surfers
classics. And then more recently PUBG, which we played
we've been
a ton in the summer this year.
Yeah,
like
and
everyone
then,
just.
And then the other day you text me, "Yo, not bragging or anything," and then just winner chicken dinner.
I mean, yeah, I gotta tell someone about my accomplishments. Yeah. Then we talked about this, and then should I say? Okay, yeah. Again, I realize I've said my favorite game or whatever with a lot of these, but I guess this would qualify as my favorite game on the computer, which it's a flash game.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Kingdom Rush.
Kingdom Rush.
Oh my god.
What's Kingdom Rush?
There are 3 games actually, but they're basically all the same. They just it's where you have, and it's totally the first 2 at least on computer, totally free to play, like as flash games.
Are you just advertising?
Yeah.
Kingdom Rush?
And then it's basically where you go through different levels, and then you, like, enemies come down a path to like a goal, and you have to stop. You can't have more than 3 enemies get through the goal. And then you put up, there are different places where you can put up towers. And so you could put up either an archer, a mage, I
think I've actually played this.
I don't know what it's called, like a thing that shoots, I don't know, missiles.
Yeah, like a catapult kind of thing.
And a barracks, where like, men come out and fight them.
Uh-huh.
And then as you go, like the levels get way more difficult, and like more and more advanced enemies. And you can like level up the towers more and more until they get like to crazy powerful and like crazy abilities, like you can teleport enemies from one end of the place to, and you have like a fireball attack. And yeah, I played that so much, and I still play it to this day occasionally if I need to
just cool off.
Like, I've had a rough day at work or something. No, like sometimes when I'm editing the pod, for example, like I have it on the background.
When I need to cool off.
I have it on the background, then I play, Kingdom Rush while I'm like listening through to make sure it all.
So it's like stick figures rushing you?
No, it's not.
Because I played like a very similar thing, but with stick figures.
They're kind of. I can show you a little
gameplay.
I think it's actually a pretty popular game, but yeah, no, it's super super fun. It's this kind of thing. It's like little, and they have little health bars, and then like it's really cute little animations, that kind of stuff, and there are little Easter eggs you can find like by clicking on stuff, and my god, yeah. But yeah, no, Kingdom Rush, absolutely 100% play it. You go ahead.
Are you familiar with Skyrim, good sir?
Unfortunately, I am.
Yeah, I've played a bit of Skyrim, and that's like, but see, this is what's so great about multiplayer games, right? Is that you can sit there, play with your friends, and never gets boring. With Skyrim, it's only single player. It's open world, and there's a bunch of stuff to do, which is like really cool.
Yeah, they're like dragons to find and that kind of stuff.
Find dragons and do Fushudai.
Yeah, that's what it.
But at one point, you just sit there like, I want to play with some of my buds, right? But like, I've gotten some good stuff. I got a wife, and I adopted 2 children, and then I divorced my wife.
What? Do they have like a Skyrim divorce court that you have to go to?
No, she died. And that like it's really fun with like all, because it's like
it's like a mystical magical world.
Yeah, and like it's like Lord of the Rings level lore kind of thing, because like you can find books like around the world. There's like thousands of books.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like hundreds of pages full of like just lore. It's like really cool, but like at one point it just gets like
it's too much.
Not too much. You just sit there like wanting. You feel limited that you can't play online. And that's like another kind of similar one is a game called Mount and Blade. It's like, it's kind of similar, but you basically find like warriors, and then you like fight for a king or something, or you become a king and fight other kings. And that's also open world, but it's again single player. Yeah. Both very good games, but single.
They should add multiplayer?
They should. Actually, I think they both have, but it's really bad multiplayer. It's really trash.
Well, the only bad thing I've heard about Skyrim is that it's kind of buggy. Like there are quite a few glitches that kind
There are a few glitches.
Yeah.
And like some of it's really unrealistic. I shouted at a chicken and they killed me for it.
I think that's a great idea to have like an open world game with the level of like a Lord of the Rings style.
Yeah. And Skyrim's just one of the games. There's 5 Elder Scroll games. With like different places, yeah.
Oh wow. That's too much. Let's see. We're getting towards the bottom of the pile here. We're gonna have to get to this one eventually.
We get to. I thought we were going down to the bottom of the pile.
For a second, I thought you were being serious. I was like, "What are you talking about?" I guess I can go through the Mario games now.
I guess if I have to.
Super Mario 3D Land is the one I've played the most recently because I got this like as a present, and like a lot of these I haven't really had time to play it. But then I have to thank this game for getting me through one of the toughest times of my life, having to watch Marvel's Inhumans. Which I would not have survived if I wasn't playing this simultaneously and had it on in the background. Because, oh my god, was that show... I'm pretty sure I mentioned in my review. I was like, by the way, just full discllosure. I had this
Mario Kart.
I had this in the background while I was playing Super Mario 3D Land. No, it's super fun, though. It's really
I see
fun.
what you did there.
Like, very innovative level... Not innovative, like creative level designs with, like, platforms that flip when you jump on them. It's a lot of fun. And then... These two I would lump in the same category as Mario Kart, as, like, the greatest games of all time. Which is Super Smash Bros. Which
I never really understood the hype of Super Smash Bros.
I mean, it's just like Mario Kart. It's the ultimate party game. Although, like, I guess I can understand why it doesn't have the same. Like when we're all together as friends, no one's ever like, "Hey, let's play Super Smash." Everyone's like, "Hey, let's play Mario Kart." But like, yeah, I played this ton with my cousin, and I even played it. I played it a little bit by myself, which like Mario Kart can be fun, but like it's mostly fun when you're playing against someone like. You're battling. I'm always Link, and I always win.
I thought you'd always be Rhett.
I would love if just Rhett was an unlockable option. Super Smash Bros. Is, one of the greats of all time. And then Super Mario 64 for the DS. Super Mario 64 is probably like...
What do you do in Super Mario?
You go into this castle, like Bowser kidnaps Peach, obviously, and then you go into this castle. You must have seen, you jump into a painting, and then you go to that world. Yeah, it's famous for the Nintendo 64 where it originally was, but then they remade it for the DS, and yeah, I just had so much fun playing it. I love also, maybe it's probably gonna make it sound like I'm like I have a very short attention span, but like I can do one at a time, but I also love like playing a game and then having maybe like a YouTube video in the background, that kind of stuff. So I just have a lot of great memories of like playing Super Mario 64 and then listening to music or podcasts or something. It's nice. It's so much fun.
I can't do that. I need to like focus on one thing. You know me.
Oh yeah. Okay, can I just say this real quick? You are you're an okay friend. Like Freddie's a great friend, great listener and everything, but then sometimes like we're just having conversation and then like I'll turn away for a second and then he starts like he has
fiddling with his phone.
Like he has like to text someone and I turn back and like, oh hey, by the way, you wanna go to Burger King or something, and then like he'll just like stare intently at the phone and then he'll look up like, yes. Like you cannot do it's not a terrible thing, but it's kind of funny.
But it's certainly not a good thing.
It's kind of funny how you cannot do both.
Alright, wait. Before you get to the greatest game, another friggin' wonderful game and game series is Far Cry. Have you heard of this?
Oh yeah. Do you know the definition of insanity?
Oh yeah. Yeah. You know.
It's the like oldest meme. That's the only thing I know.
But I am a vintage meme lord.
I am a level 6 Eagle Master, whatever.
Why is it a level 6? It's just a legendary Eagle Master, sir.
You're not helping.
Yeah, I've played Far Cry 3 and 4.
Those look amazing, by the way. I've seen.
Dude, they're really good.
Them. They look absolutely incredible.
Yeah, like this is an open world but also story based kind of thing, right? Where there's a main storyline, but then you can go off and do like smaller quests, which is like, as we said before, how you get like bored from the storyline sometimes, right? But you don't here, and also because like
it just seems like something's always happening. Like there's like if the story slows down, like just a hippopotamus attacks you or something.
That's the same in real life. No, but yeah, and then like I don't know if this is like, I don't know if you call it this, but like the acting, like the voice acting, it's really good.
Yeah, that guy's
the guy
who's super famous for it. He's in Better Call Saul.
Is he?
He
also looks like
he like does mocap, and he's also in Spider-Man: Homecoming. He's like a very minor villain who's probably going to be in the sequel. But yeah, he's awesome. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's really good. They made like I don't know if you've seen this, but like they made like a live action kind of like short episode
I
spin-off.
think I have seen that, yeah.
And that's also very fun.
Yeah, they look like kind of next level. I think it's kind of hilarious how you're talking about like these amazing like mass. I'm over here talking about like the Iron Man 2 game for the DS. But yeah, it looks like the next level, like movie level storytelling and like
very,
visuals
very
and acting and all that kind of. It's insane.
And then also I like the fact that you can do like a butterfly effect kind of thing. Like one small decision you make like affects the entire outcome. There's a thing in Far Cry 4, right? Because in the beginning you basically get kidnapped, not kidnapped, but like
you get kicked, end up on the island because like your party.
Oh yeah, that's in Far Cry 3. But in
okay.
Far Cry 4, you're in I forget what it's called, the country, but you're in some country, and then the like main villain like picks you up, and then he's like, you wanna come over for dinner, right? And then you're supposed to
go for a drink sometime.
He's like, maybe. Then he has to like take care of some business. He's like, stay here. You're supposed to leave, right? And then you join like the Rebel Alliance or something like that, right? Hashtag Star Wars. But then, like secret ending to the game is if you stay there for like 10 minutes, he comes back and you just go and like kill a bunch of people together. Wow. And suddenly you're one of the bad guys.
That's I can't like
I can't be a bad guy.
I know this is just because I don't know a lot about it, but like I can't fathom how you make a video game. It seems so complicated to me. Like you have to not only get like the performances and like that graphics and everything, but then making a story that can be interacted with. I do not understand.
The Matrix must be incredible.
By the way, how many do you have left that you want to talk about?
Let me see. I've got like five or six.
Okay, then I'll just burn through like maybe 3 of these.
Burnthal.
Alright, never mind. I'll go through all of them very slowly. Just 3 of these I don't have a ton to say about. The Wild West, the most generic title of it. But he spit out his water.
Not even the game, you're just talking about the actual Wild West.
It's a very weird game where you play as like a dog cowboy. What? It's like, I think like, okay, I might be making this up because I haven't played this in forever, but
I have a just very normal game.
But I'm pretty sure, like think Robin Hood, like the Disney Robin Hood, and then you fight against like and then wolves, you know, like.
And then wolves.
That's the pitch for the game. You're a dog, and then
Wild
wolves.
West, and then wolves.
There were some parts that were kind of fun. I remember you do like a train heist kind of thing. It's not as grand as it may seem it's on the DS. There's not much you can do there.
And the Wild West.
Yeah, but like, and you do some shooting games. I don't know. I remember it being kind of fun. And then there's the Iron Man 2 game, which I just remember being really bad. This is the only one I've played, but apparently Sega, who made like the Sonic games, they made a bunch of adaptations of the Marvel movies from like Phase 1. And apparently they're all like, except for maybe the Captain America one, they're all really bad. And yeah, I played this one for the DS, and yeah, it's
really bad.
It's really bad. Also, it doesn't follow the movie at all. But
Whiplash is a good guy.
Also, I just remembered I played also with my cousin a few years ago the Captain America game for the iPad, which was super fun. I remember. It was because that's one of my favorite movies, and so yeah, it was great. And then I have a bunch more, but finally for this section, the Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix game.
Is that what is?
Which was, this is one of the ones where like, in hindsight, if I had more game experience, I'd probably think it's really terrible. But just having
now I just love it.
Well, having not a lot of game experience and this also being like one of my favorite franchises and everything, I really had fun with it. It's like, I can't even it's just
it's just so good.
You play through the movie, but they're weird. They're different options where like, or basically you also, it's kind of funny. You go to like classes in Hogwarts. So like you go to potions class and like you have to mix the cauldron with the stylus and like add the right ingredients. Transfiguration, I think it's called, or something. I'm sorry, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, but I can't remember it right now. Yeah, no, like I quite enjoyed it, even though it's probably
What are the graphics like in that? Is it Lego? It's not.
No, it's like normal. It's supposed to be like realistic, but they're pretty bad graphics because it's on like, you know, old DS system. No, it's not terrible. Yeah, it's they're also duels where you like can switch in and out of different characters. Like you can rotate between like Harry and Sirius and that kind of stuff, and that was pretty fun.
What about not so serious?
Okay. Moving on.
One that again I think you can also relate to, and we've already talked a bit about this, but just Wii games in general, and more specifically Wii Sport Resort.
I've never played the Resort version.
Never played Wii Sports Resort?
I might have. I don't really know.
It's so much better than just Wii Sports.
I played a little bit of Wii Sports.
Ping pong. You can do like airplane flights, and you can like explore the world, like the islands. Very cool. And then like there's different sports all around. And then there's another game I really a game I really loved. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like some fishing game, right?
Of course you love that.
Yeah.
Most people don't like fishing in real life, but you love it so much you love the fishing simulation.
It's so good. Like whenever there was a fish on the hook, it would vibrate.
You just sit there doing nothing?
Well, okay, so it's not, you don't wait as long.
Freddy's a real fisher, by the way, in case anyone's wondering.
And then you could also go like harpooning.
Well, that sounds absolutely terrible. I refuse to take your word for it.
It's so good. I love that. Another one.
Also, while you're finding that, I just want to say, I'm sure because I didn't really prepare this, I'm sure I've missed something, and I'll remember like as soon as like we finish recording,
me too.
I should have done that. So maybe I'll drop in like a little edit note or something.
Oh, damn it, I can't do that.
Well, you can just send me a thing. Or maybe next time we'll just mention like, by the way, also this game. That game's cool. So yeah, just know that. Now go
on. The Hunter, Call of the Wild more specifically, is a game, it's super realistic and like very, very like well done with the graphics, right? And it might be too realistic sometimes because this is like the fishing where because you go on the hunt, right? You go to Alaska, you go to Siberia. It can take you hours to like track down an animal but like once you finally get it, it's such a good feeling.
Yeah, but at that point,
at that point I'll be asleep.
But like there's some things where I feel like gaming should just be like an escape from the like I don't really want to. That's why I didn't think I would like FIFA, because I was like, you know what, I would rather just go out and play soccer than actually like play soccer on the computer. But I feel like there's enough like fun there where it's like a whole team and but yeah, with that it just sounds well,
like it's a very relaxing game, right? Because you just like and it's multiplayer, which is good, right? So you can like track it down with your friends and you're like just sitting there chatting about stuff, following the trail, and then like suddenly in the distance you see like the links you've been tracking for like an hour, and you're like and like you should put a picture or two when you're like editing the pod.
Oh, I shall.
Because and just search it up. The Hunter Call of the Wild. It's like very, very well done with the graphics. Oh wow, that does look pretty good actually.
Okay, yeah, I can see the appeal.
Wait, before you move on to the game, just a little thing, because the Hunter is like a game series, right? So the Call of the Wild is just the newest one, but like one of the first games I got on Steam was this game called The Hunter Primal, right? Which was where you'd go out and hunt dinosaurs, and I saw some gameplay.
That sounds good.
Well, you'd think so. It looks really cool. And I saw some gameplay. I was like, you know what? Yes. And I got it. It cost me like 20 euros, which is like 140 Danish krones, right?
You still haven't given it in dollars, which is what most people are gonna get.
Yeah, it's like the same in dollars, isn't it?
No, what?
How much is
kroner and dollars aren't the same?
No, but like 20 euros and $20, isn't that the same thing?
Maybe. And 22. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's the same.
Somewhat similar.
$23.
And then I got it, and then the game was so like messed up in its configuration that my computer couldn't run it, and it like fried my computer.
And then my house exploded. But $20, that's pretty cheap for a video game, isn't it? Aren't they usually like $60?
Well, like the big video games usually are bought on Steam. There's like different Steam sales and stuff like that, right? So like some of the games that usually cost 60, I've gotten for 10.
Oh, okay.
It's very good.
But then sometimes they break your computer, so is it really worth it? I'm just very quickly, this game, Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate. I've never played one of the Arkham games, but I would love to because I've heard so many good things. They seem like games that I absolutely love. But there is this like kind of mini side mission that is available like for the. That's how low the 3DS is. You get like a mini side mission. But it's like, yeah, it's very short, but I really enjoyed it. So yeah, Blatman. Blatman.
It's Batman after he's been hit by a truck. Blatman.
Very enjoyable. And then
I also love Superman. He's Blatman and Superman.
Should we talk about one that I think you can also talk about? The Sims.
Why do you think I can talk about The Sims?
You've never played The Sims?
Actually, I've played The Sims.
Yeah, come on.
On the iPad.
Okay, I need to talk about that too because
I hate the game on the iPad.
On the iPad, or I played on my phone. I enjoyed it and I got kind of into it, but then I realized that the wait times for stuff is painfully realistic. So like sometimes, like if you want to go to sleep or something, like it's in real time.
Yeah.
Which for some stuff, like it just made no sense to me. At a point, I just stopped playing it. So I was like, this is wasting so much of my time.
Yeah, I don't know how it is on the DS.
It's not like that, no.
Because I don't think you could actually do this, but like Sims is a very like good example of like pay to win game, right?
Yeah,
because you use like a bunch of your money to get these like gems that then speed up
I never did that. Yeah, that's why I stopped playing it, because I don't think I've ever paid. No, like I've never paid in the video game. Whenever it says like, hey, do you want to upgrade this? I'm like, no, I just stopped playing it.
I've done quite a bit of that in Counter-Strike.
They're like called like microtransactions or something. This one on the DS actually wasn't even. It was The Sims Apartment Pets, which is like a side story about getting like pets and that kind of stuff. But I have played The Sims though, like on computer.
Let me just get it up here. Rainbow Six Siege, Tom Clancy. Are you familiar?
Tom Clancy?
Do you know Tom Clancy?
He
you know my boy?
Jack Ryan.
He
wrote the Jack Ryan books. The new show with Krasinski is called Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Tom Clancy's, and then he's like a bunch of video games are based. He's a writer, right?
Yeah.
So a bunch of games are like have been made based on his writing and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
And one like probably the most famous one is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, which is basically like kind of like Counter-Strike and stuff like that, where you're like special ops against terrorists, right?
Mm.
And you can unlock different characters there. They're like different. There's like heavies. There's people like different abilities. But it's very cool. Like 5v5.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. And again, also the graphics there are very realistic.
Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Professor Layton and the Curious Village. Now I think you might know. It's a pretty famous video game series. This guy, he's a pretty famous video game character. Have you seen this before?
Professor Layton.
Yeah, there he is. You!
I want you to run for president.
So they're mystery games, basically.
Why does he look like a young Lincoln?
But you have to, these are very, very beloved games. And so I got one for the DS called The Curious Village, where then, but you solve a mystery and it's through like solving riddles. Like, basically, okay. I did not finish the game because I remember when I was like 11 or whatever and playing it, I played a bit of it and then I got to a point where I couldn't solve the riddle and then I got angry and I never played it again. So I could probably very easily finish this now with my
being a genius and
my
everything.
Intelligence, but I've never gone back to it in all these years because I got so frustrated this one puzzle that I couldn't figure out.
Can you play these games on your...
On the 3DS, yeah. So you can't play 3DS games on the DS, but you can play DS games on the 3DS. Go ahead.
Back to the dinosaur-esque thing, right?
Mm. Primal Carnage. Really?
No.
Oh, I got really excited for a second.
Ark Survival Evolved. Very good game. It's basically, again, open world.
Mm.
And you not only hunt dinosaurs, but you can also tame them.
Mm.
You can build basic, like, again, it's collecting materials.
Ride them?
You can ride them. You build saddles, you can ride them. I get like a pteranodon, you fly around. It's really cool. And, yeah, that played a bunch of that as well. Like, there are hundreds of dinosaurs or animals in the game, right? And, like, based on real dinosaurs, right? There's also some like there's like mods with dragons, which isn't real, of course. But like, and then like you have to kill certain things to get certain materials, right? So like take your pteranodon, you take that over to like an ice age kind of section of the map, right? You kill some penguins, and then you fly back and you got your materials. It's very cool.
That sounds kind of fun. Yeah, I can definitely see a trend in the games you play of like kind of like realistic-ish hunting games.
Well,
do you just want to be a hunter, Frank?
Yes.
By the way, you just reminded me real quick
of my dad. He's a hunter.
These are just games that I didn't play, but when I was growing up, my cousins had, I think it was a Game Boy or something, and they had this Ice Age game, which I remember was kind of fun, and a Kim Possible game, which I remember was kind of fun. Anyway, moving on to Kung Fu Panda, the legendary Warriors.
I also don't know if it was the Legendary Warriors. I just remember I also had a DS, right?
Yeah.
And that was my favorite game by far.
I played this a lot. It was you could play as Po or Tigress.
Mm-hmm, I played as Tigress a lot.
But then also the coolest thing in the boss battles, you could become some of the Dragon Warriors, some of the what are they called? Furious Five. So you could be like, I think you could be Monkey occasionally and that kind of stuff, like in the boss battles.
Mantis, however, he was excluded from the game.
Because Kung Fu Panda growing up, like I've said a lot of times here, was my favorite movie. So it was just perfect. And then it was actually a really fun game. Like you jump in catapults and it would like shoot you across, and like you would beat up, I think they were like wolves that kind of...
It was the wolves.
Which
and
is weird because
boss battles.
They weren't in the first movie, but they were in the second movie. And I think this one came out before the second film. So it blew my mind. I was like, I knew what was going to happen in the second movie before it even did. Or maybe they're in the opening. But yeah, it was one very distinct memory. So yeah, it was super, super fun. And you fight like Tai Lung and that kind of stuff. That was a super intense boss battle. But one thing I remember, and this kind of makes me crack up now, but I was so terrified of these
Master Rhino.
There were these giant gorillas in the game, right? I don't know if you remember this, but like they started coming up later, like when the levels got harder, and they were like, you couldn't punch, you could only punch them when they had like their arms up when they were about to like
about to
smash.
Stomp
yeah,
you.
They made like really loud like stomping sounds when they were approaching, and that just scared me so much. And there was like,
with your DS,
and there was like I feel like there was like one really giant one that came on point, and it was just like so horrifying. And then like little spikes would shoot up when like a battle was starting, so you couldn't like run away from the fight. It was so good.
I really wanted to.
I loved that game so much. Yeah, and you built up your like. Also, I remember as you lose health, Poe's face gets more and more sad.
What?
Not in the game, but like on the bottom screen of the DS.
I thought it was. You just slowly see like the 1 pixel of Poe's mouth as you go slowly edge downwards.
There's a picture of Poe on the bottom screen.
I don't remember this.
And next to your health bar, and then it just goes down. He goes like, and then at the end he looks like horribly depressed, like he's legit like looking at the ground. It's really messed up. But yeah, no, I love that. What do you have next?
Final game. For me. This might be worse than your last game. Farming Simulator.
Oh my god, that is worse than my last game. Wait, is that on Facebook? Oh no, that's Farmville. Never mind.
Is that on Facebook? It's so.
Why?
I don't know why.
Why?
Yeah.
No, why?
I don't know why.
He's screaming.
You're just a farmer, and it's the most boring shit, but it's so fun at the same time.
Did you play this alone?
No.
Okay, good.
I play with my imaginary friend. There were NPCs.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so me and my friend.
This was one of the joke simulators, right? Like they made like car simulator.
There's also Goat Simulator and.
Well, that was like
Truck Simulator.
Yeah, I think Goat Simulator was the one that was like actually like good and funny. But then like they started making like.
And then you played this.
Then they made like Rock Simulator. Like
yeah, so Farming Simulator, I've played a bit of that, and yeah, but I've got all the big machinery and a bunch of chickens.
So like you put that on your resume?
Hey, my name's Frederick. I got a bunch of machines and some chickens. You want to come over?
You get married the next day? Well, suddenly I feel less bad about my final game, Up the Game. Which is a really fun DS game from memory. It's probably terrible, but because I love Up the movie, and so playing Up the Game. No, you play as you can switch between the characters of Carl or the little boy whose name I can't remember. The characters have different abilities, so like
Fredrickson being very slow walks.
Anyway, his name is Russell the kid. So that's his full name, Russell the kid. He's a cowboy. I can't remember a lot about it, I'll be honest, but you go through different. Yeah, the kid can swim, and you have to follow different arrows and that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, I remember this. And then you can switch.
What is that?
And then you can switch between.
Why is he hulking out?
We're watching some gameplay right now. I can't remember what his abilities are. Oh yeah, he can push stuff with
With his face.
with his cane. He can push like. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
It's good. No, it's a very fun. At least it was for me at the time. It's a very fun puzzle game. It's probably not very fun, but I really enjoyed playing it. So yeah, no, it's a good time. Oh yeah, and they're like porcupines that walk around. So yeah, no, I would say Up the Game is the best game.
All right, now for little Tom Cnews.
Oh, I forgot we had that. Cue the theme song.
Wait, it's time for
the
Tom Cnews. Beautiful.
All
right. I just want you to know that I was browsing. I searched up Tom Cruise video games this morning in the train when knowing the topic, and I just saw this from 2006. So I don't know if they've actually changed this now. But the title of the article read, "Video games are one mission Tom Cruise will choose not to accept." So, because apparently there was a whole thing about how how someone wanted a Mission Impossible like video game, but then I think Cruise was like, no.
Damn it, Cruise.
Yeah.
That would make such a good video game.
I know. So that was the Tom Cruise.
That was the
The saddest.
The 12-year-old Tom Cnews. So, I think that has been this podcast.
It's been a different one, but a good one.
I hope people. I wonder if people will either like this or be very confused by this, because I feel like this might just be the ramblings of two old madmen. Ham.
Ham. ASMR starts.
ASMR ham. Ham-ASMR. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this pre-recorded episode. We will be back. We don't know when. Probably around Christmas.
Yeah, probably.
Probably, maybe, but we don't know though for sure. So
no promises, guys.
So yeah, we'll be back at some point in the future. But we hope you enjoyed this episode. There's a little spice there in the middle of your November to make sure you don't forget that we exist.
Yeah, although we know that would never happen.
Come on.
Look at us.
So, thank you very much for listening to this pre-recorded pod. We hope you enjoyed it. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, BHL_Hudson, YouTube, BHL Hudson, email the vid at bhlhudsonvids@gmail.com.
You say email the vid?
I did.
You emailed the vid on the vids. And
email the pod at that address.
And you can find me on Instagram at fdalgard. You can find me on Twitter as FDK_DaltSniper. On Steam, which might have changed by the time this goes up, but as Awesome Fungus. Right. And, of course, on YouTube as FDK Space Gaming.
Yeah, to find some of the games that we talked about today.
Oh, exactly.
Great segue. So, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time. Wow. All right.